Well, cool, man. Listen, we'll talk to us about the second season of the ISL. How, there's been some announcements lately that the Australians have pulled out, and there's a statement come out by the ISL in terms of feeling like there's been some bullying in regards to that. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. The problem is in our sport, these athletes aren't really looked at as professionals. I mean, some of them have sponsors, some of them go in Europe, for example, there's like these money meets you could go to, which I did. I travel to Europe all the time and they pay you to show up, a little prize money. But there's not that same sense of respect as a professional, like some of these other major leagues, like baseball, basketball, even in Europe, soccer, you name it. So I think that governing bodies can tend to look at the Olympics, and what makes sense to them is the Olympics, right? So the NBA guys, for example, they're going to go to the Olympics, but they're also paid by a team to perform, right? So we don't really have that separation yet. It's going to take some time for that to happen, and it's also going to take a mindset of all of these athletes to say, I'm a professional, and this is my job and I'm going to do what's best for me to go out there and number one, make money. Number two, achieve dreams, whether it is an Olympic gold medal, but also dreams of, being a star player or the best swimmer in ISL. Because that's going to be a dream for kids, in years to come. They're going to want to say, like, I wanted to play for the Lakers. There's going to be kids growing up pretty soon watching, the great swimmers on my team and thinking, I want to be like Caleb Dressel and swim for the Condors. So that's going to take time, but I think it has to start with that sense of professionalism. And until everybody can understand that the athletes need to have that feeling more than they do right now, but the federations also have to respect that as well.
Listen, you're on the inside. As a GM, the answer to this question. I guess you've got a pretty good idea. I mean, is this really sustainable? Is this something where you feel like at some point in the near future, whether it be a year or two or three, that you can be a standalone club and provide, the amount of resources that you need in order to survive as a club?
Yeah, so I mean, it's a growing process, and I think it's going to take maybe a little longer than everyone hoped for. But there's a major thing happen, as I'm sure you read, that we have a deal now in the U.S. with CBS. So to make any league work, you need money, right? And to get a TV deal, that's a huge thing. And to sustain with these clubs and to bring in money for these clubs, we're going to need sponsors. And sponsors aren't going to give you money unless those sponsors feel like they get something, a return on that investment. And now we have some things we can offer them, being able to be on a major network like that. And as we start growing and we start becoming bigger and more people are recognizing this, it's gonna happen. It's just gonna take some time. And I think all the clubs are going to be able to do the same thing. I can't really speak for Europe. I know Eurosport's a big thing over there, but at least in the U.S., this is a huge step for us.
Awesome, man. Well, listen, you feeling pretty confident about your team this year? You feeling like you're the best team in California again?
Well, that was nice to be able to beat the LA Current in the final last year. We did lose to them in the Derby by a couple points. I mean, we had a rough year. We lost to LA by a couple points. We lost to Energy one time by a couple points, and then the final didn't go our way, third place. But to be honest with you, a lot of great swimmers coming back on the team. Really, really good pickups as well. It was devastating, obviously, to lose the Australians. But the one thing I will say, I did pick up quite a few really good swimmers to fill their spots. So, I'm looking forward to a good season. I think there's going to be so many different factors involved. You have to look at certain people were out of the water a lot longer than other people. Some people have already raced, other people haven't raced. It's just going to be really interesting. It's going to be a different season than anything. And if you're a fan of other sports, as I am, I mean, there's plenty of, look at the Milwaukee Bucks, right? They had this amazing season and they're out of the playoffs already. So everyone comes back differently when they take a break or they have we're going through a pandemic like we are. You can't expect to look on paper and say Energy Standard, boom, 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 they have the best team, they're going to win. Or Cali Condors, we're going to win. So we want to beat Energy Standard. Don't get me wrong on that. That was tough to lose them 3 times last year. So we're coming back with a vengeance, and we're hoping to win it all.